he still hasn't apologized. He's now ran out of time to apologize and get a more lenient sentence here, higher trial process, and make his sentencing even harsher because he's not pleading guilty.
Because for its clouds, and also desecrating the statue that memorializes. I know where his house is, but I'm not sure if you go to other places. Now, if you want to go around and harass these people just for clout or just do something really stupid in public, get a life or do something.
I got one surprise. I'm gonna leave this here. They think that they can defeat me. These Koreans, they can defeat Johnny Somali.
I'm really not scared of anything. There's a fear of the unknown. I've been in foreign prison before, and if I have to do it again, I will.
Big trouble is brewing for Johnny Somali. His upcoming trial is quickly spiraling into a nightmare. The reason? South Koreans are furious with him, and their anger is only growing louder. From petitions demanding the harshest punishment possible to brand new witnesses stepping forward, the pressure is stacking higher than ever against him. The latest update is wild. Johnny Somali now has another witness lined up to testify against him, and if the new evidence sticks, his sentence could stretch out by even more years behind bars.
Go around and harass these people just for clout or just do something really stupid in public, get a life or do something.
Just imagine, every new detail adds weight to the case, and his freedom keeps slipping further away. How many years exactly could get added? I'll break that down later. But before that, wait until you hear the shocking news about his lawyer. This case is moving fast, and the updates are getting crazier by the day. In my last breakdown, I told you how Johnny Somali was already facing massive backlash from South Koreans. But now, it's gone beyond backlash. The public has drawn a line in the sand, demanding justice and warning Somali directly. No more mercy, no more tolerance.
Japan, come back and take Korea. You know what I gotta do for these Koreans? These Koreans wanna put me in war in jail? I got one surprise. I'm gonna leave this here. Hold on. They think that they can defeat me. These Koreans.
And just when you thought things couldn't get worse for Johnny Somali, boom, another shocking update has dropped. His trial is no longer just trouble. It's becoming the biggest nightmare of his life. Remember, there were already 3 witnesses lined up against him. Bong Bong, the Korean streamer, the young man, and the woman from that infamous bus incident. But now, a new name has officially entered the courtroom drama. None other than Dal Jun, the South Korean Navy SEAL officer who once kicked Johnny Somali and even caught legal heat himself for it. The fact that he's stepping up as a witness changes everything, and it's sending shockwaves through this case. This is exactly what I warned you about. It's getting worse by the minute.
Charges? Is there anything you want to say?
The car.
Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
Another witness means more evidence, more angles, and yes, possibly even brand new charges. Think about it. How far can this really go before the walls completely cave in on Somali? His situation isn't just backlash anymore. It's spiraling into something much bigger and way scarier. And now Legal Mindset has confirmed it. With Dal Jun officially on board, this trial could shift in a direction that Somali's defense team has absolutely no way of controlling. What Legal Mindset just revealed makes one thing crystal clear. Johnny Somali is finished. There's no escape route left for him, no strategy, nothing.
The reason why I did it is because he was assaulting people in my country. Just by his behavior, just made me feel like furious. Made me go like blind rage just by harassing women and children and elderly people because for its clouds, and also desecrating the statue that memorializes women who were forced into by Japanese imperials, which, by the way, most of them are underage. So after he did that, I just like, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna risk.
Even the witnesses who once might have stayed quiet are now standing tall, unafraid of Somali or his crew. That says it all. And why is this happening? Go back to when Dogan exposed Johnny for his shady, disrespectful behavior. He said it straight. What Somali did was beyond offensive. And South Koreans, including Dogan himself, would never tolerate that kind of clout-chasing nonsense. Somali thought he could turn South Korea into his playground for attention, but voices like Dogan made sure he understood that kind of mockery comes with consequences. Right now, it's obvious. The entire nation is furious with him. And honestly, when you weigh everything Somali pulled in their country, some are saying the punishment he's looking at is still way too light. They believe he deserves even harsher treatment. Here's where it gets even scarier for Somali. His current charges already carry the possibility of 12 years in prison. But legal insiders are now saying if new evidence drops or stronger witnesses step forward.
Yeah, well, everyone's just sick of him. Most people recognize him for for wrong reason. Johnny was live streaming. I decided to call my friends, so we decided to gather in the Discord call and told them, guys, this guy is streaming. We gotta figure where this guy is. I know where his house is, but I'm not sure if you go to other places that I'm not familiar with. So, and all of a sudden I was like filled with just adrenaline coming up.
The sentence could stretch by another 2 to 5 years. South Korean authorities aren't just sitting back. They're already weighing those petitions and even considering fresh charges. And since Johnny Somali has already pleaded guilty to some offenses, his situation just went from bad to worse. At this point, Somali isn't simply in trouble. He's practically creating new problems for himself. And people are starting to whisper the scariest question of all. Will he lash out at South Koreans again just to try and save himself? Honestly, it wouldn't be shocking. Every single time Somali's been cornered, he and his circle always stirred up more chaos. But here's the twist. This time, he's powerless. The money's gone, the resources are drying up, and the only reason he's been surviving at all was thanks to Hankyu's support. But let's be real. There's no guarantee that Lifeline will last forever. And now the court is signaling that they're ready to hand Somali the maximum punishment.
Apologized. He's now ran out of time to apologize and get a more lenient sentence here because for some reason he just keeps doubling down. His whole strategy here does not make sense because he was hit with 8 charges. And while that could make sense if you're in the US, here in Korea, under his circumstances, that does not make sense whatsoever because he's ran out of money. He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney. And this is only going to prolong the entire trial process and make his sentencing even harsher because he's not pleading guilty.
His chances of slipping away from this, close to 0. It's almost like we're watching him self-destruct in real time because here's the craziest part. Even with evidence stacked a mile high against him, Somali refuses to plead guilty. Why? He keeps repeating that he's innocent, that he didn't do anything. But worse than denial, he's openly threatened both the South Korean public and the court multiple times. That reckless attitude isn't helping him. It's proving that Johnny Somali is digging his own grave deeper with every move he makes. South Koreans have already made their stance crystal clear, but now many believe it's time for the black community to take a stand against Johnny Somali too. The crazy part? He's out here practically admitting he was wrong and somehow acting proud of it. That's not remorse, that's arrogance. And let's not forget, every time Somali gets into trouble, he tries to hide behind his black ethnicity as a shield, twisting it as a way to protect himself from criticism. Now he's openly admitting that he's robbed people, and he's almost boasting about it. That's wild behavior, and it's exactly why people say enough is enough. It's time to stop giving Somali cover for his mess. But here's the bombshell you didn't see coming. I promised you an update on his lawyer, and Legal Mindset just dropped it. Rumors are flying everywhere that Johnny Somali's lawyer has resigned. But is that really the truth? Or is there something even deeper going on behind the scenes? And now the drama surrounding Johnny Somali's lawyer is spiraling out of control. Reports are flying that his attorney might have backed out completely. And if that's true, Somali is in deeper trouble than ever before. Think about it. Without a solid defense, he's walking into court completely exposed, like a lamb being led straight to the slaughter. Legal Mindset explained that in cases like this, when lawyers step away, it usually means one of 2 things. Either the client is refusing to cooperate, or the case has become so toxic that no lawyer wants their name attached to it. And with Johnny Somali's reckless behavior, it wouldn't surprise anyone if both reasons were true. What makes this even wilder is that Somali has been threatening the court and South Korean people, showing 0 remorse. Imagine being his lawyer, trying to protect him while he keeps running his mouth and digging himself deeper. It's almost career suicide. No wonder the rumors say his lawyer might have had enough. If this resignation is confirmed, Somali could be forced to rely on a court-appointed lawyer, someone with no loyalty, no investment, and no reason to fight tooth and nail for him. South Korean media is already tearing Johnny Somali apart, and the reaction is brutal. Headlines are calling him the disgrace of foreigners, and talk shows are roasting his every move. The public isn't holding back either. People are flooding comment sections saying he should never be allowed back here again. Others are demanding his sentence be so heavy that it sets an example for anyone else thinking about pulling stunts like his. And it doesn't stop with just the media. Public figures are now stepping in too. Popular streamers, influencers, even athletes are all speaking up, saying Somali's behavior was beyond disrespectful and that justice must be served. Some are even calling for harsher immigration policies to stop anyone from using South Korea as a playground for clout chasing. The scary part for Somali is how united everyone seems. Usually, in cases like this, you'd see a split, some defending him, some attacking. But here, almost nobody is on his side anymore. Even people who didn't care about him before are now saying his punishment can't come fast enough. So, here's where things stand. Johnny Somali has backed himself into a corner, and the walls are closing in fast, with petitions piling up, new witnesses stepping forward, and even his lawyer rumored to be jumping ship. His trial is shaping up to be a total disaster. The South Korean court is already considering maximum punishment, and if new evidence surfaces, his sentence could easily stretch years longer. The craziest part? He did this to himself. Every reckless move, every arrogant word, every time he disrespected the people around him. It all stacked up until there was no way out. Now he's not just facing the law, he's facing the wrath of an entire country that wants to make an example out of him. And honestly, this story is far from over. With South Korea's media blasting him, public figures demanding harsher action, and the world watching closely, Johnny Somali's downfall might only just be beginning. So right now, Johnny Somali is drowning in problems, but don't think for a second that he's ready to quit. The shocking part is that he still hasn't entered a plea. Instead, he's stalling, scheming, and reportedly working on some new plan with his lawyer. That means there could still be one more twist waiting to explode in this case. And knowing Somali's reckless history, you already know he might try something wild to flip the script at the very last second, whether it's a desperate courtroom stunt, a shocking statement, or some sneaky legal trick. Nobody really knows how far he'll go when his back's against the wall. But here's the truth. Every move he makes could either buy him a little more time or seal his fate forever. South Korea is watching him closely, the public is demanding blood, and the court has no reason to cut him any breaks. If Somali pushes too hard, this case could blow up in ways even he never expected. So what do you think? Is Johnny Somali about to pull off one more shocking stunt, or is this the final chapter of his downfall? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next twist in this wild story.